Hey everybody, it's HelpingHans, and today I'm going to give you some tips for the Tempest Dynasty faction in Tempest Rising. Specifically, we're going to be looking at power plants and the effects of their distribution mode. Did you know you can have up to 2 power plants active at one time with the distribution mode on, which will double the effects and therefore decrease the amount of time it takes for units to produce? So let's activate it right now. Distribution mode is on once, and you can see here for a normal Dynasty Guard, it's now reducing the build time by 1.4 seconds. If we add another plant and do distribution mode again on the second one, you can see it doubled that, now up to minus 2.8 seconds. However, if we activate it on a third one, that effect won't go a third time because it only works up to 2 power plants. Let's cancel that now. Notice how that when it was active, the health of the structure has been reduced, and it will continue to reduce all the way down to about 10-15%. Now, don't worry, if you forget to turn it off, you won't lose the structure. However, you will need to repair it. You can repair it a few ways. You could just manually repair it with over here with this repair symbol, or press I on your keyboard, and you can repair the structure like that. You can cancel it by hitting it a second time, but noticing when you are repairing, it is going to be taking up some of your income. What you could do to free way to repair your structure is have an engineer, have a technician to repair it. That will take a considerable longer amount of time, or you can have a salvage van nearby, and that will also repair the structure if you leave it idle, or you can then convert it into a salvage center like so, and then that's now a building, the repair radius around it. Over here we have another barracks here, and this time we've upgraded those power plants so that their effects of the distribution mode are further increased. So earlier on, just a single unupgraded power plant was 1.4 seconds on a Dynasty Guard. Let's upgrade it. Now we'll pop it on for a single one, and you can see now it has increased it up to minus 2.1. Let's turn the second one on, and then now it is minus 4.2. So that is a considerable difference there, and I'd highly recommend, guys, upgrading your power plants because you'll also increase the amount of power that you'll have anyway in your bank. Notice how the power plants are also affecting the salvage centers as well, so you probably want two of these salvage centers next to each other so they can repair each other. Here we've got another setup in my base over here where I've got multiple salvage centers, and if I activate all of them on at one time, both two of these on, you'll notice they'll affect both this machine shop and this barracks, and we are now producing, for instance, the Voltic tank, one of the best tanks of the Tempest Dynasty, at hardly any time at all. And you can see we can reducing the build time by 21.6 seconds, and with all the salvage centers around these buildings, we're almost offsetting the amount of damage that's being done due to the distribution mode. However, the longer I leave these plants kind of like working, the less impact these repair centers will have, and you'll have to probably turn it off eventually. You can also bring more engineers in to help offset this as well, but I prefer using salvage centers because once they're down, they don't eat into your population cap, which is really big. And that way you could just, as long as if you've got plenty of money and plenty of resources, that's the thing to do. Just spam the salvage centers down like that, and then, put the rest of your resources, into other units that will be pushing your opponent. One other thing, guys, that the reason why these structures aren't taking as much damage as well is because I've done a Doctrine upgrade. This is the Extended Life Generators Doctrine upgrade, as you can see here on the right, as this will mean that the distribution mode now deals 50% less damage to structures, and the power plants also have 30% additional bonus health. So this is like a no-brainer to go for into the late game. So this is how you as a Tempest Dynasty player in the late game will thrive and outbeat your opponent, because you'll have that increased production compared to your opponent. Your opponent is a GDF player, they will have to spam even more kind of buildings here and spending their resources that way to increase their kind of production. But here with the distribution mode, you can just have a couple of buildings and you're good to go, as long as you've got a few salvage centers repairing. You can see here this barracks has literally, as soon as it takes some damage, it basically instantly repairs it thanks to all these salvage centers nearby. So furthermore, guys, I just want to go on a little bit more detail about the power plant distribution mode. If you do end up having your power maxed out, so right now our production is at 2,600 and our consumption is 2,600, and I want to put down maybe another building which costs power, what will end up happening is that one of the distribution mode power plants will turn off to make space available on your power grid to accommodate that new structure. So I'll put down this turret here, and you'll see, but because I put that down, one of the power plants turned off their distribution mode. So one last thing here, guys, you'll notice that these power plants have been continuously running with their distribution mode on, and they've brought this machine shop all the way down to about 10-15% health. And you'll notice as well that as it's gotten down to its critical health point, it's no longer benefiting from that distribution mode. So what you'll need to do is you'll obviously need to repair this structure back up to full health to then keep benefiting from this ability. So we'll turn it off, and then we'll probably get a new repair center in, or we'll just manually repair it. And then once it's fully repaired, we'll activate it again to get the benefit from these power plants. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and want more content, check up over here and over here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the button down here. Catch you in the next video, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.